Stephanie tagged me in this story. Stephanie Dews, a shout out to her, tagged me in this story and said, "This sounds like a triple P." And I said, of course it is, but I had to look into it a little bit more because when I saw it, I said, this reminds me of the triple P that I just recently did about the 30-year-old in Texas who went to that woo-woo party and ended up dying like a couple days later after they contracted it. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because these stories are very similar in ways. The only difference is, of course, the location and the ages. That person that was at that party was 30 and they were left anonymous. We don't know who it is. But this guy right here is 37, or should I say he was 37, and he ended up getting the woo-woo, and then he ended up dying, but in a whole nother location, and he wasn't at no party, which makes it even more interesting. So this guy's name was Richard Rick Rose, 37-year-old man from Port Clinton, Ohio, who just recently died at his home due to the woo-woo. And just like that other person was something that had in common, that other person said they thought it was a hoax. This guy said he believed that it was all hype. Have you noticed that a lot of people that have been dying from this virus, not everyone, but a lot of the people that have been dying or who even contracted it and probably didn't die, are the same ones that saying it is a hoax, it's all hype, don't believe it, people are losing their minds, or it's etc. It's somewhere along those lines. This is the second story in a row that I've done where it lines up within that narrative. I'm telling you, the arrogance and ignorance of America is what's doing their citizens in when it comes to this. Let me go ahead and get into it. Richard Rose, a 37-year-old man from Port Clinton, Ohio, recently died from the virus after slamming hype about the pandemic on Facebook. Rose's family told Cleveland CBS affiliate 19 News the U.S. Army veteran died at home on July 3rd, just 3 days after testing positive. Rose's death has attracted attention online due to his public Facebook post in which he voiced support for 45, criticized BLM protesters, made jokes about rape, and accused Democrats of spreading false information about the pandemic in order to rig the elections in their favor. Oh, this guy had that karma coming. I thought it was just him saying that it was all false and everything, but I noticed that a lot of people that say, oh, this thing is overly hype, it's false and everything like that, not everybody, but a lot of them have the same mindset as this guy did, and a lot of them support 45. I mean, after all, didn't 45 say back in April, to inject yourself with cleaning products? And what did some of them dumbass people down in Georgia do? They injected, or they digested or ingested cleaning products, and some of them died. But let me continue. A tweet compiling a slideshow of Rose's post asking people to watch how this unfolds has garnered nearly 150,000 likes. Let's make this clear. I'm not buying a fucking mask. I've made it this far by not buying into that damn hype. Rose posted on April 28th. On May 12th, he wrote that he was sick of seeing shit about the virus. And on May 18th, he posted an Islamophobic meme that compared a niqab to a medical mask. Throughout June, Rose checked in on Facebook at bars and restaurants in Ohio. One of his posts says, "I've gotten sick of turning my TV on to political smear ads and shit about the virus. So yesterday, I turned my cable box in. I've also started snoozing people on here. It's time to block out negativity." Then he posted, a picture of a woman wearing a mask, and he says, "If you're okay wearing this, then it would be easy to get you to wear this." And basically, it was an Islamic garb. And then he posted his location of him going to a bar and, drinking and everything like that. On July 1st, Rose wrote on Facebook that he was experiencing symptoms of the virus. "I've been very sick the past few days," he wrote. "This morning, I finally got swabbed. I should know soon what the results are. I just want to feel good again." Just 1 hour later, Rose revealed that he had officially tested positive. "Well, I'm officially under quarantine for the next 14 days, he wrote. That guy didn't even last 3 days. He did not last 3 days. The following day, Rose wrote, "This virus shit sucks. I'm so out of breath just sitting here. We were blown away, You hear about this virus and you don't expect it to affect younger people like ourselves," said Nick Connolly, Rose's friend. That's where they made a mistake. When that virus first came out, they should have never said who it affects more over the other. They should have just said this can hit anybody. Doesn't matter what your age is. Doesn't matter if you have pre-existing ailments and everything like that. Because I think that's also what played into the notion where a lot of people got besides themselves when they said who will most likely get it and who didn't. But it was also up to the people to do due diligence, because it didn't say that you were not going to get it. It just said that you were most likely probably not going to be as quick to get it as everybody else, or if you were to get it, it probably wouldn't affect you that much. And even then, that's kind of a bad choice of words too, because I don't know if this person right here had pre-existing ailments or whatnot, except for the fact that he definitely was a bigot and a creep based on the stuff that I just read on him so far, outside of him saying this was just hype. He also, however, expressed regret that Rose's Facebook posts were circulating online. Rick is getting slaughtered online right now for his decision that he made not to wear a mask, and that's not right. Bullshit. And it's not just him not saying not to wear a mask, but it's the other stuff that he was posting as well. He said, we should still be compassionate whether we agree with someone's beliefs or not. Someone has passed away and we should have some compassion towards that. Well, guess how I feel. You can have compassion because that's your friend or whatever, but I feel absolutely nothing. Just like I said with that person down in Texas, I feel absolutely nothing about them either. They made the conscious decision to be Billy Badass. I don't know what the gender is of that person, but let's hypothetically say that was a guy too. They both decided to be Billy Badass and act like they had balls of steel and thought they were invincible to this virus, and it's done both of them in. And you want to know what's so crazy? They both went out about 2 days after they got tested positive. They must have caught the mutated version of that strain. You want to know what's so crazy too? When 45 came out and said, this is where that's why 45 just needs to stop talking. First, he said this thing will be gone by Easter. Easter was in April. We are now in July. He said that the summer will clear all of this up. We've been in the summer for the last couple of weeks now. It's already been hot. And what it seems to me is it seems like it's taking more people out faster in the summer than it did in the winter. Because these guys right here both got it in the summertime and didn't even last 3 days. So it must be a very more powerful strain out there if it's taking you out in 3 days. But this is karma at the end of the day for both of these guys, the one I talked about and him, but I'm gonna focus on him since we have his identity. You're not gonna sit up here and try to make me feel bad for this guy because I don't. I absolutely do not. He made the conscious decision to come out and say all that shit and say, oh, it's a hype, it's a hoax, it's not real, they're blowing it out of proportion. And every time someone says that, they end up testing positive somewhere down the line, and this guy ended up dead. Well, a couple days after he tested positive, and they want us to feel bad. Well, when I say they, I mean his friend. I don't feel bad. I really don't. It is what it is. Maybe he should have taken it a little bit more seriously and he would have been good. But see, like I said, this virus if it hasn't done anything, it's done one major thing. And I've said it before and I'll continue saying it until I'm blue in the face. It has exposed the arrogance and the ignorance of America as a collective.